Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our Global TV Deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see.
Oh, thy peace, the God of my salvation. Because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rob and cheat, and not first and four. Make up what I seen to. Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make him a throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite man, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out. I sell out Babylon. They give man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead can sell out Rasta and sell out. I sell out Babylon. Just stop on the right. You must throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing! You must throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
Good night, and welcome back to the big conversation. I hope things are better Where are my moderators? Good night, and welcome. I hope things are better now. Can you hear me out there? Please let me know if you can hear me and if the stream is doing any better now. Good evening and welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to the Global TV Group, also broadcasting on our sister station, Universal Vantage TV and Universal Media TV. Good evening to everyone. Welcome, one and all. Thank you for joining us. We're asking the question tonight: is our politician incompetent, or do we have unrealistic expectation? We invite you to join the conversation tonight because it's about time we have a national conversation on national unity with nationalism at the driving force of it. Away with the love and the cherishing for our political masters. It is about time for us, the people of Jamaica, to charter a new direction, one that is beneficial to us. So welcome back, one and all. Thank you all for joining us, and stay with the hiccup and return. Thank you. We will go straight back to Jamal video. As I say, we have to have ourselves clued up at this time with all sorts of information. This is a reactive government as opposed to versus a proactive government. That's a line I'm looking to go down tonight as well. Driver agent. No, diver agent. This is the line I'm looking to go down tonight as well. I hope everyone can get involved in the conversation. Where is Debbie Jervis and everybody? Is it that they have not realized that I've come back live? Hold on. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. I've just come back live. Hold on a minute. I've just come back live. So tonight we're going to look at whether those in the hog pen are incompetent, or we as a people is expecting too much, or expectations are unrealistic, and whether this is a teachable moment for us and what we will take forward from the situation that we are in at the moment. So let us get back to Jamal before we go into the questions and conversation about incompetency versus unrealistic expectation. But something is worrying Jamal, and it should worry all of us given the circumstances we're in and further on that could come. Ever since I listened to him this evening, it's just playing on my mind. Are we going to have an earthquake soon? Is it something to displace us? Is it something? Is it civil unrest? Is it another natural so-called disaster, more chaotic and devastating than this? All sorts are going through my mind. Let's listen, and then we get into the conversations.
I feel compelled to make the second video. I don't think a lot of people is going to really
Oh, Debbie said still wonky on her phone.
Social responsibility that I have taken upon myself, and how heavy it weighs on the shoulder, you know. Not because it's unbearable. Why I say it's heavy. It's quite bearable because I fully understand what I'm doing. But there comes a time when being silent is your best move. Even as I am recording this video right now, there are things floating around in my head that I would love to say on camera, and I
Deb, if you search, if you have the time to search, it probably possibly give you two link out there. One that's a setting for mobile and one that's a setting for computer.
literally cannot. Well, I can, but it will be one of the dumbest things that I have ever done in my entire life, and it would not be doing anybody any good. But do you know what the scary side of that is? It is something that is so serious, you see? That by the time I can actually make a video about it, it's going to be way too late. Because it would have already been happening. Once it's being talked about on any network, in any public spectrum, in any public era, any public knowledge of this come out, it has already begun. It already happened. Now, I came across a video that said that was talking about something close, but I don't think that person understands a large majority of what they were saying. Meaning that there is way more to their theory than ever. But let me tell you exactly what's going to happen to show you how deep this is, right? It's definitely not a conspiracy theory. It's a theory. It's going to happen. There's no if nor but. It's going to happen. Damn, Jesus Christ. It's going to happen. Whew. Aija. You have to keep silent. It'll drive me crazy. But anyhow, just know that it's going to happen. And if somehow information should come out about that specific thing before the time, let's say there's a whistleblower, then it's still going to happen. But however, it's going to be delayed. Because whenever that person receives their punishment, which they definitely will, they're going to hold off on it just a bit longer for you to think that that person was crazy and it's all a big conspiracy theory. So it may not be as quick as planned, but it will go push back. You get me? What me I go ask is this. If Melissa was never a reason enough for Jamaican people to unite and drop political perspectives, me I tell the eye them it is no. It is no. Like right in at the moment when I watch a video, if you watch come so far. It is right now. If there was ever such a time to be a brothers or sisters keeper, right now. And miracles do happen. It may not come from Ijamaki. Ijamaki's best move right now is to keep silent. Not just for himself. I would be selfish to sit here and go into details. Absolutely selfish. But at the end of all of that, there can be, and I hope there are, I really do hope there is someone that will be sent to intercept. And when that interception is made, me I gonna know immediately. And based on observation after the fact, I can go ahead and make a video. But to make a video about it now is not gonna help anyone. But this organization is the greatest weapon used against any nation, any people, any organization.
This organization is the greatest weapon used against people. This is one of the key things I take away from what he's trying to explain to us, because you know certain things you may know in our country and you can't talk because you or your entire family will lose all on our pints them. But he's trying to explain something to us.
So if this organization is the greatest weapon used against any nation, this organization rather, any group, that means consolidation must be the strength that those organizations or groups or nations can use to fight back against the oppressor. If we want to fight back against, I'm going to say evil schemes that's plotted against us, it cannot be a battle that can be won. It's not going to be a battle that can be won with this unification. I can tell you that much. You have to choose my words wisely. Trust me. Really, really have to choose my words wisely. But the safe thing about it is, let me not say that. That wouldn't be safe. There's no safe thing about it really. Safest thing about it right now is to just keep silent and just beg that people can see this video and unite. That there's absolutely nothing else that I can do. Nothing else that I can do. And hope and pray. People, may I beg you now. It's prayer. Prayer. Don't stop prayer. No stop. Do me a beg you now. Don't stop. We need it no more than ever. Jesus Christ. I can't believe we really come to this, you know. Can't believe we really come to this, but we come to this. So if we could have get some unity from the item, that would be great. That would be great. That would be great. I think unity is probably the only miracle right now. Unity is probably the only miracle right now. I try to think, but I not say no other way. It's unity, man. It is indeed unity. Jamaican people, unite. Unite. You and I unite. Sooner the better. For all of it. Drop political perspectives. Please. Please. This is not gonna be unique to any specific group of people. Well, yes, it will be, because me and you watching this video may feel more than a man who have a more stable pocket. So just unite if you can, and that's it. There is nothing else. Unite. Stop hating each other over politics. Stop politicizing everything. What money hear them, and me a beg gonna do. We not dreamland long enough. A time now to wake up, man. Please, I just want a little bit of attention to take for you to see it. Just a little bit. It's a small amount. Alright. Bless.
Something big is coming. Something big, I believe, is coming. Something that will demand national unity. Not political unity. National unity. United for the national cause. Not united around our political masters. We are going the wrong direction, Jamaica. This unity around our political masters, PNP and labor rights, we are going in the wrong direction. Will this be a teachable moment for us? Will this be a teachable moment for us? Here are our first questions we're going to discuss tonight. Are we expecting too much from a mediocre government, from a government who is mediocre in normal time, to now jump to excellency in the most historic natural disaster we've ever experienced? A government that is mediocre at its best in a normal circumstances. Are we expecting too much, or are our expectation unrealistic based on our government? They are mediocre at best in normal times, now been faced with an unprecedented natural disaster. Is our expectation of them unrealistic? Let's have a debate about it in the chat, or if you want to call, you can also call the program. Are we expecting too much, or are they really incompetent? Let's discuss that, because if it is that what we get in normal circumstances is mediocre optics, how then are we expecting them to jump into this excellency at this time, at this chaotic time? Aren't we giving them a sieve to carry water? Based on their actions, or based on what we accept from them? Aren't we giving them a sieve to carry water at the moment? What are you saying in the group? The government is just incompetent. United we stand, divided we fall. Excellent question. Let me hear from you. What do you think of what we are expecting from them, as to whether they are incompetent, or are we expecting to or our expectation unrealistic? Right. Incompetence. We have been going through hurricane forever. Historically, it's not like this is a natural disaster that we are not used to. We've had a few hurricanes, albeit this one brought us unprecedented disaster. But given that we've had this disaster so many times, we would have expected that a level of coordination in the relief effort, we would kind of have a hands-on approach to it and be executing it with experience. Would we not be of that view, given our history with dealing with hurricane or tropical storms? But to see in the middle of all this, given one of our most serious hurricane before this one was last year, and to see ADPEM in the middle of a great reshuffle, while everything from the government is just jogging its foot here, there, and everywhere. Lack of coordination. Now, here is a bit of advice to the government when it comes to coordination, which, if they were thinking these are things that they ought to have been doing already, when it comes to them coming every day and tell us about marooned people, cut off people, and all of that. Now, there are two important lists that the government can use to assist their coordination when it comes to locating people and communities. You have the population census. You also have the canvas list, which they all work with just a few weeks ago. And I'm not talking about labor rights here. I'm talking about the entire lot, labor rights and PNP, both MPs and councillors who went to all of those nooks and crannies a few weeks ago seem very disorganized now that they are being tasked with the real job of what they campaign and we elect them to do. So that on one hand is showing incompetency based on our experience and how we've been taggering along with it. Now, on the side of unrealistic expectation, we are a country that does not put our politicians to work. We're a country that accept rather lower than the bare minimum that they even promised us during their election campaign, such as road, water, lights, and you know the little bare minimum that they would promise you when they are campaigning. And they have failed cycle after cycle to deliver on those bare minimum. However, we fail to criticize them on their the failure of delivery on their bare minimum. We protect them. We willfully know that they turn a blind eye to us, and whenever they come back the next 4 or 5 years, we willfully engage with them for nothing at all, expecting and getting nothing. Is that not then us having unrealistic expectation of them performing now when we have never seen performance from them, or we have never put them to work? We are a country that don't have a sense of urgency. The census is not up to date, but their canvas list is up to date. The government wasted the money on election and did not have fun for the disaster preparedness. I don't buy that argument. You know why? Because there is a particular money set aside called the contingency fund that we can jump into straight away without before the international communities and the entertainers, celebrity YouTubers, and everybody come in. We have that money put aside that we can activate immediately and go into action in such a disaster. So that wouldn't I wouldn't buy that, because that money, when I talk about the government current budget, I'm talking about money set aside for a rainy day. When you then talk about the contingency fund, that is money set aside for rainy day. And I think the contingency fund is $5 billion or something like that. Money set aside for rainy day that they can activate immediately to start the relief process until international donors and assistance come into the country. So it's not that the government didn't have any money to move straight away, unless Andrew Holness would have to come to us and explain to us what happened to the contingency fund. That they would have to explain to us. So, isn't it then that we have unrealistic expectation when we have never seen them perform the bare minimum? They've never performed the bare minimum. And now, given that how nonchalant they are of a politician, they are thrown into chaos. They are thrown literally into chaos. Now, how do we expect them to perform excellent when they have never performed under normal circumstances? Are we then not having unrealistic expectation and possibly expecting them to do too much at the stage of where we are? I'm just asking its question. It's a debate that we all ought to have. Let us move on to the next question. We're probably a go bun somehow. No? Hey, children tonight, ball out, Lord God Almighty. Let's move to the next question. If the People's National Party had won the last general election, would they be handling the situation any better? Question. If the People's National Party had won the last general election, would they have handled the situation any better? Question. If the People's National Party had won the election, would they have handled the situation any better? Now, the history of the People's National Party is not far-flung. The history of the non-performance, let me phrase it properly. The history of the non-performance of the People's National Party's current administration is not far-flung from the failures of the history of the Jamaica Labour Party's administration. They're really not far-flung from each other. It is why we are where we are all across, whether it be our national infrastructure or education or whatever it is you can look at that's not going right or well in our country. Neither is far-flung from the other. We get the same corruption throughout whichever administration. We get the failed promises. We get the non-performances. Now, competences. Would they be putting on a more competent show? Hold on a second. Hold on. Hello, you want to talk on the show? All right, hold on. Bear with me, globalists. While I fix my mic. Hold on. Bear with me, Debbie Jarvis. Just let me finish this train of thought.
Hold on.
Given that the People's National Party would have just formed a new administration with a lot of what I call an apprentice politician, they also, in this chaotic historic moment, would have been out of their depth as well. Would they, given the history of political performance in our country from both sides of the coin, would the People's National Party, in this chaotic, all about the place, be doing any better in their performance? Would there be more of a bit of humanity or empathy coming from them as opposed to what we see coming from this government? I stop there to take Debbie Jervis's argument. Debbie Jervis, good evening and welcome to Global TV.
Good evening, producer Wayne and Global on the platform.
Hold on.
To answer your last question,
1 second, please.
The PNP.
1 second, please. Audience, let me know if you can hear Debbie Jervis clearly, please. Go on now, Debs.
Yeah, I'm saying in response to your last question about had the PNP won the election and formed a new government, would they be capable or would they handle the situation better than it is now? I don't think so, honest to goodness, I don't think so, because it is obvious that neither side has any experience in disaster preparedness, disaster relief, disaster recovery. All we have been seeing from day one is a bunch of talk. What we're going to do, what we will do. We're assigning this to this group, we're assigning this to that group. Disaster preparedness needs professionals. We need engineers. We need qualified professional electricians. We need plumbers. And none of these people in Parliament on either side has any experience in that, or is qualified in that. We got a bunch of lawyers and we got a bunch of, just regular lay person that. So they might have been, or there could have been, or there would have been a little bit more empathy on the part of the People's National Party. But as far as solid experience, individuals to grab the bull by the horn and say, okay, this is what we're going to do. First and foremost, we have to get shelters open. We have to get shelters prepared. We have to have all of these things in place. And once the hurricane hit, we're going to hit the ground running, and we need all the engineers to go assess that. The people, let me get off my Bluetooth because it's annoying. Can you hear me better? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Once the hurricane hit and everything is gone there, we got to get the people out there, get them on the ground running. We got to, I am sure Jamaica has Army Corps engineers in the JDF. And if they don't, then yeah, they are sadly lacking. Get the Army Corps engineers out there in helicopters to assess the damage and see what the first thing that we need to do. Do we need to go on a search and recovery and mission number one? Do we need to figure out how we're going to get the water level down and all of these things, and not one single person in Parliament on either side is equipped or qualified to do any of that.
This is a lot to do with the political strangulation of agencies like ADPEM. Some people now brand it HUGPEN. Because the restructuring of the pen at the moment is alarming. At this point, when we are into the worst of what we've ever experienced, we are restructuring the organization that is charged to lead us through this. And this is not promising at all.
In the middle of a hurricane recovery, what sense does that? This is what I'm talking about. There is nobody on either side that has the experience or the qualification to be part of hurricane preparedness, hurricane relief, hurricane recovery, all of that. All they had to do, look here, everybody is running up behind this orange orangutan that the crackhead, I call him, on Pennsylvania Avenue, running up behind and sniffing and carrying on. Why nobody ever say, hey, so although we live in Hurricane Alley, if you will, we don't have no experience in no catastrophic hurricane like this. Can you help us? Can you send somebody to help us and to organize? And nobody in the country have to know. They say you have people that are experienced and qualified in situations like these. In Florida, we got FEMA. We have FEMA in Florida. We have a myriad of people that are experienced in hurricane preparedness and hurricane recovery and hurricane relief that could have come to Jamaica and said, look, here's the, give them an agenda. Here's the agenda. This is what you're going to need to do first. This is what you're going to need to do immediately after. And this is what you're going to do during the whole recovery process.
But given our partnership with the international community part, mainly the Americans, and our historic dealings with hurricane, we should have that close cooperation and coordination with FEMA should have had that close coordination and cooperation and teachability.
Partnership.
Yeah.
Partnership, yes. When hurricanes hit Florida, any category of hurricane hit Florida. Remember when we had the back-to-back hurricanes of Francis and Jean 2 years now, where almost the entire state of Florida was in a blackout. We had power companies from Georgia, Carolina, California, from across the country. We had European power companies sending people to Florida to help restore power. There is always notifications going out in the different areas and cities. If the water supply is contaminated, then blast it all over radio, TV, newspaper, social media, everything. We say boil water in effect for this community from Yasso to Yasso, because the water purification system, the water treatment plants were had a pipe burst, something, there's always information going out. None of that is happening in Jamaica. All we keep hearing about, and you know what really grinds my gears when these people up there in their press briefing talking and giggling and laughing. That tells you that they have no clue or idea. They don't give two biscuit about anybody because they are not affected.
I can barely keep up with their press conferences anymore.
I have to tune them out. Because it gets me so annoyed and so aggravated, because they are going home to their unaffected homes. They have them water supply, them have them power, and if they never have the regular JPS power, them have them big generator, and them have it full of gas, so they're not affected.
As you say that, that will bring me. As you say that before I ask my next question, that will bring me to something Dr. Tufton said this evening in his conference they want to call, whatever they're doing in relation to the dead carcasses. But when you finish, I'll get to Dr. Tufton, because the man, you're crazy.
Oh, he's another one. Did anybody else know this? Is it just me, or how he has been missing? He has been MIA for the longest time. And now that he push out him head, all of a sudden him have all these foolish nonsense dropping out of his mouth.
My thing is the health concern that people like Dr. Dawes and others were warning about in the immediate aftermath. Christopher didn't really have any concern, and now leptospirosis is on the rise. Dr. Tufton come out and a jiggle here, jiggle there, and wherever anybody can stop up a jiggle, him just jiggle.
Listen, that man, he probably have to go look up the word, what it means. And he probably can't even pronounce it. The man has a doctorate degree, supposedly, allegedly, in business, not healthcare. He has no clue or idea about anything about healthcare. And Dr. Dawes has been warning and warning, and everybody jumped down in short. Oh, you're propagandist, you're PNP this, you're PNP that, you're propagandist, blah, 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 blah. Okay, now that his words have come to pass, what the hell are all everybody talking about now? What do I have to say now?
I'm going to let the audience listen to Dr. Tufton in a bit, because he said a lot
Yes.
this evening, but there's a little bit that I want the audience to listen to.
Okay.
Because these people are crazy.
It's madness.
These people
Just
are
not
ill.
No, man, because you gonna play the video now or you gonna wait?
Yeah, I'm going to wait till you finish, make your point, then play it, because there's a few minutes of him that I want the audience to listen to, because some of the things that Dr. Tufton was saying this evening, I have no clue what Dr. Tufton was talking about. Not one.
I don't even think he has any idea what he's talking about. All they do is talk a bunch of words and use when somebody mention a word that sounds really big and important. Everybody latch on to it and keep using it and using. Okay, so
this is what we notice them do all
what
the
are
while.
they
Them cover up them chat with big words.
big flipping words that mean nothing as far as helping people. They keep talking about, oh, we still have communities that are maroon. God damn it, how many Chinook helicopters from the US do we have in Jamaica? How many helicopters does JDF have?
Well, and the wholeness them investment in the JDF pay off. I still don't know what he's talking about either.
What? Which part? Oh my God, that's another idiot. But
Globally, hit the like button up, please. I want me to do cuss on or what this evening. Hit the like button.
No, don't cut that. Come on, people, tap up that like button. Tap it up, tap it up. You can do it. Every device attached to this live here, hit the like button just once. Just one time. That's all you have to do. It don't cost you nothing. It's free. Yeah, but I'm saying they keep talking about we still have communities that are maroon and we can't get to them. Yes, you damn can get to them. You just don't want to get to them.
And this is why I raise the issue of a deeper understanding of where people are, and they have information that provide them that, whether be the census list or the list that they used to canvass in the recent general election just gone.
Right. Exactly. Because the same way on could have find all of the little old indigent disabled people them in the nooks and crannies in all of them little zinc house to come drag them out and give them a ride to carry them to polling station to vote for UNO. The same way UNO can go back and find them
to bring them aid.
Can't find them on foot or in vehicle. UNO can't find them via helicopter.
Exactly.
And go look and see where them there and how they getting on and what happening. And I keep saying, they keep talking and talking. I have yet to see any government convoy going into any area to deliver hurricane relief and hurricane supplies to any community. It is all lay
This
people.
is where I want to take the chance, Debbie, to say a massive shout out to all our vloggers, influencers, entertainers, and to the international community. Without UNO, seriously, without UNO, dog, even the dead dog, them would have wake up and yam with supper. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. Because without UNO, dry thirst and hunger would have killed us before our politicians get to us. Once again, thank you for your support and all that you're doing for the people.
Thank you to all of the people, whether you are in the entertainment business or you're a big in business in Jamaica or whatever, or wherever you are, a gigantic thank you. I'm working with one friend of mine that's dealing with a charity from Palm Bay, Melbourne, Florida. They're going down in a couple of days, and they're gonna go back in December. And I hope to be able to join them in December because we're not shipping down nothing to no government agency or no government entity.
Exactly.
They go and they on the ground because after burial they went down and they were in several parishes.
Abina Sarkodie is on the ground down there doing a lot of work in Trelawney
Abina
as
is
well.
already down there.
Yeah.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine, Mark Cameron, is there in Mandeville. And today, he got together with a group of other people and they went to, I want to say Price Mart, and got cases and cases of water and went into St. Elizabeth and was handing out cases of water.
Plus, there may go.
It may be, I can't remember which one, but they were on the loading dock, loading up pots of water just to get into parts of St. Elizabeth that government claims it is marooned and it can't get to them.
Well, everybody can get to bar in the government. We have air power, land power, and sea power.
Everybody else can get to the people that need help and assistance except the government. Where these people get for them clairvoyance and for them,
and that is where these bare minimum of a relief effort, these are not unrealistic. These are cruelty or incompetences.
Absolutely. Listen, nobody, not one of the politicians in a parliament, our councillors, caretakers, MPs, and not one of them is experienced. When I say experience, is experienced in any kind of preparedness. We need engineers.
We need this to be led by technocrats and bureaucrats, people who have the experience in those areas, and not just politicians who want to take the glory of something they don't even understand.
Have no clue or idea about. No clue. Mr. Mark did the video today, and him go all both in a St. Elizabeth with hurricane supplies and tarps and helping people get plywood to just something to put for the ones that have structure standing but no roof. Give them stuff to cover their roof and bring them water. Me say him after the man go and empty out the big old pickup truck with tons of cases of water, giving each person a case of water. All of a sudden, Floyd Green show up. I'm just like, what the hell is he doing here? So I said to him, what did he do? Nothing. He was just observing. I was like, what the hell?
Well, that's how Floyd Green has been behaving throughout the relief effort. Every charity or private people comes, he presents himself and take picture as if this was coordinated through him or have anything to do with the government.
As if he has done a damn thing. Last year after burial, how long after burial go through him come with melting ice?
Well, about
3 weeks after.
About 3 weeks or so, because the people had to go and block Crane Road and demonstrate on him. 3 weeks after, before he came with some ice.
Wear him there this year, even if the drunk or come with a bag of ice.
In come on the back of other people.
Other people that is working and doing stuff. Jesus, boy, I tell you. Listen, I watch, I look, I listen, I say, Lord have mercy. What may I donate now? Okay, I can get some tarp and I can get some this, and I'm searching the internet to find stuff, and I came across some solar lanterns. They're not expensive, because I figure I can get 2 dozen for less than $120 US. solar lanterns is you pull up the top, it opens as a lantern, and it's an LED light that shines, and it has a wide area. And then the bottom of it is a flashlight that when you turn it on, it gives you a wide range of light.
Mm-hmm.
It's solar with this. You keep it in the sun and it charge it up, and it also has on that little lantern itself. It has a USB port where you can plug it in and charge up your device.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm working on. It's not going to get in the supplies that's going down this month. This could be in the next week or so, but it's going in the next.
It's a long-term thing because even place like my community I saw, they haven't even touched one lamp pole yet. So there's many people in St. Elizabeth which will not get back light for a long time.
Any light yet. St. Anna's not gotten back any power yet, and then them come out and say them don't expect to get St. Anne power until December 10th. That's a whole month away.
Yeah.
And you have the
well, given how they move,
the water treatment that powers and supplies water throughout the entire parish, it run by electricity, and nobody has no water.
Given how they performed in the aftermath of burial, I'm expecting worse in this. I mean, and if it took some places like 3 weeks or so to get back electricity, then we can look at 3 months in these circumstances.
This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. We need people.
But I think, in short,
we need power people with machine. We need people with shovel. We need people with pickups. We need people to get galoshes, water boot, because you can't walk in the water.
Well, Dr. Tufton is only having that discussion now. Dr. Tufton say, water boots in a the gift packet them, no, sir. Well, leptospirosis. When the water them get over infested, at that time, Dr. Tufton I say we start protect against leptospirosis.
You just want give him 1 out of time. Box and twisty face. Slap the taste out of him mouth. They make me so annoyed and aggravated. And every single
so there's a mixture here. There's a mixture here of both incompetences and unrealistic expectation.
Yeah.
But in relation to the tons and tons of aid coming into the country, me know from Gilbert. So when international donors are sending hurricane relief to Jamaica, they send things that they know the people are going to want. Them send a lot of building material, a lot of tarpaulin, a lot of tents, a lot of sleeping bags, a lot of mattress, a lot of food, and all sort of galangin. Where are these tons and tons of resources that are coming into the country?
I keep saying, how can us normal, regular Joe Schmo know how to get into these places, know what to bring as far as relief is concerned for people, but big government, who supposedly is all-knowing and big and powerful, can't figure it out?
In a sense, the government...
Doctorate degrees we have in a parliament.
In a sense,
none of them don't have no common sense to come up with any of this stuff.
The government is not really interested in a lot of people rebuilding.
True, very true.
They're not really interested in that. So they will be walking and dragging their feet all over the place.
And it is obvious. It is obvious that they have.
No, Renice, what the tarpaulin does in the short term, till you can get to put on the zinc, is at least protect you from the rain and element short term. So it is relevant short term until you can put on back your roof rather than in the element or be continuously wet every time rain falls. So those are short term relief in the aftermath of a disaster, but you further assist them with restructuring.
Exactly. If you have a structure that you have concrete structure and your roof blow off, at least if you have the tarp, you can cover over temporarily, short term fix. So when it starts raining again, at least whatever little bit or whatever, if you could have salvaged anything, it now went up again.
Yeah.
You know, and listen, I don't understand. We regular Joe Schmo, regular, everyday person can figure out and come up with all these ideas and stuff to help. But big government, all the people with the big head and big title and big God.
That is
even think to say
what that shows.
Let's get some shovels. Something as simple as shovel and galoshes or water boot to help the people. Look how many people go out in a road, but with them like a machine, go chop down tree branch and tree limb and drive tree crossroad to open up the road.
What that shows us is that the people that we choose as politicians, they are far detached from reality.
Absolutely. Listen, if I hear my head, then I'll come up and open her mouth and say one more thing. I'm going to reach through my device and just drag out our voice box because Jesus, what a clueless woman. What a damn clueless woman.
I'm not learning anything from them.
One of them up there have any sympathy or empathy for nobody. No. And then they get so upset when people call them on the carpet about their incompetence and their lack of sympathy and their lack of empathy. And I have the nerve to be upset and want to denigrate people because they're asking them the hard questions of
and
why you're not doing and how come this wasn't done.
Inability to answer a question.
Exactly. It's a classic case of pass the book, or we're gonna and we have plans too. What the hell are you talking about? You have plans to know how long since hurricane blow down half of Jamaica?
At what point are you going to execute those plans?
When is this gonna happen? When the death toll reach what? 5,000? Is that when you plan on doing anything? Or you're just waiting for the maximum amount of death toll before you claim say you're going to do something. All you're going to do then is now start building your smart city. I'm so upset and so vexed. I just cannot believe. And then you have the people them out there that were not affected by the hurricane, especially those in Kingston area that maybe get a little roof leak or something, and it's just backing up the Labour Right Party and just backing them up and talking all kinds of. Listen, Mr. tired of calling the people them idiot and drunk and Jamal drop out.
This is the reason why we have to have a conversation around nationalism, because we have been so divided and party line that Jamaicans cannot really see past the love of their party.
The color. You know how many people me here say, me a ban Labour, me a ban PNP.
Melissa no respect ban Labour right now, ban PNP.
Not a one. Because any one of them would have to jump on me ban Labour, me ban PNP. You slice them hand, them bleed red. Everybody bleed red. Nobody don't bleed orange and nobody don't bleed green. Not a one.
We definitely need a new direction. We are not going in the right direction.
No, we're not. No, we absolutely are not. And I say it hurt my heart when I see the suffering of the people. It hurt my heart, especially the children. I read an article today, just today, Mr. It. Oh my God, I was so upset. The little girl's teacher came to go look because the teacher said she knew where the child lived with her family. And she went to go look there after the hurricane. The little girl said to her teacher, I knew you would come for me. I need to go home with you. And the lady said, yes, I'm taking her home with me. She's coming home with me.
Mm-hmm.
I said, oh my God. And this blasted mophead woman up there claims that she administers education and not one word of sympathy or empathy for the children that lost their home. I just can't even imagine the trauma that these children have gone through and still going through.
I think the entire plan of this is a plan to just fail. Based on how it's been handled, I don't see how we won't fail. But wrap up Debbie Jervis, because I'm going to bring in Dr. Tuft and then ask the final question for the night.
I just want to say that, yeah, we need better, more competent people as far as hurricane preparedness, hurricane relief, and hurricane recovery is concerned, because all of the people that are there that are in charge, they are useless. They're absolutely useless. All they do is chat a bunch of words and use words that they think, big words that they think make them sound important. And there's no care. There's absolutely no care. And we have to do better. We have to do better. Jamaica, we have to do better. We have to fight. We have to fight for ourselves, our children. We have to fight for our country. We have to take our country back out of the claws of the demons that are running it right now. And that is my final word for tonight. Thank you all so very much for listening to my rant. I'm going back in the comment section now. We'll listen to the old long tongue, tough tongue.
Anyway, Debbie Jervis, thank you very much.
Right.
Norman Ferguson, to answer your question, you know, say only for the day them when press conference are gone, Wins Gorman sit down right on the front row seat there, but not a word to the country. When me not understand how she a chief of defense staff and she not have nothing to say to the country. She not have no update to give the country on the work of the JDF or whatever, because their master Andrew Holness go have them there as a paper soldier. But Andrew Holness tell we what we want us to know and what we want to hear. Bojo said we not go sell we body like Terry Long, just up in a pants in a parliament, and I wear skirt in a Bailey house. We nah go sell we body a foreign like Terry Long. Now, Dr. Tufton said some thought today. Let's listen to the thoughts of Dr. Tufton. Hold on.
Occurrence with flooding normally comes, and no electricity, comes animal carcasses that would perish because of the flooding, and of course those that can't be stored because of the lack of refrigeration. And so in that zone, we do anticipate a lot of that. And it's important that the message is out, that persons understand how to treat with that. Safe disposal is a shared responsibility involving farmers, local authorities, and residents who are encouraged to report animal deaths and avoid interfering with disposal sites. Burial is also the preferred method undertaken on high ground and away from water sources, while burning or incineration is used only when necessary. So this is very important. Throughout this process, workers must use protective equipment, disinfectant tools, practice good hygiene, and ensure vaccinations are up to date. And all activities should, where possible, be carefully documented, monitored.
When the United Nations write a speech yourself on good, one of you study it before you come in a public. Okay? Just letting you know. When the United Nations write their speech here, send Konguno, study them before you come in a public, come make a fool out of yourself.
And followed up to prevent pest odor or contamination. Again, I say, you're taking things down to your friends, those who are listening who are not affected. Carry some disinfectant, water boots, gloves, the things that can help, the shovel.
Whoa! Don't cuss, Wayne, don't cuss. So what the blood clot the government do, Dr. Tufton? What the Ministry of Health do? Why the Ministry of Health and the government don't see the necessity to issue the water boot them? Why you tell Jamaicans to buy a car go 2 years to say we do better than the government drunk? Anyway, talk damn shit, talk for your mouth.
The pickaxe, those are now very, very important as part of the cleanup. Not just food, but the other stuff. At the same time, communities are reminded never to use or sell meat from dead or deceased animals, and are encouraged to report carcasses through official hotlines.
Pussy, you ever see where I'm live animal dog shit? Whoa, we not gonna sell with body like Terry Long. No, sir. Dr. Tufton.
Carry some disinfectant, water boots, gloves, the things that can help, the shovel, the pickaxe. Those are now very, very important as part of the cleanup. Not just food, but the other stuff. At the same time, communities are reminded never to use or sell meat from dead or deceased animals, and are encouraged to report carcasses through official hotlines.
Did he really say that? Dr. Tufton, remind me at what point we buy live animal to eat? Remind me, doctor. Doctor with the DR. Remind me at what point and who used to buy live animal cook junk crow? No, that's not people here, When you know the United Nations, United Nations because they look like fool, dog shit. You never say that phrase and then right. We not even know how to phrase it, but that phrase and then right. Because we don't have live animal, Dr. Tufton.
These guidelines are continuously reviewed and strengthened so that even in the most challenging post-disaster conditions, public health and environmental safety remain fully protected. And so it's important, therefore, that we don't take a chance because the animal just died or just perished, or is limping and looks ill but still alive. Your safety is more important than the safety of others. So please, we ask that you manage that process carefully.
Junk crow, we not manage it. Because we can't manage food. Because you talk about one dead cow. Make we talk about the 4 40-foot container, a wormy, weeble, junjo, skady, and all sort of galangin rice where rat, piss, and cockroach crawl over. And Darrell Vaz still put it out on the market to sell. Do you have any concern about that, Dr. Tufton? Do you have any concern about the weevil flour, rat rice, and cockroach cornmeal what Darrell Vaz put out on the market? 40-foot, 4 40-foot container, bigger than Bujo stove. Bigger than Bujo stove and Starlink.
fully and play your part in the disposal through burying on high ground or burning, as many people do, if that is possible and safe so to do. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we begin our deep dive into water and foodborne diseases now with our Chief Medical Officer, who I'll ask to speak first, and then our National Epidemiologist, Dr. Webster Carr, who will tell us about the concerns, where cases are occurring, and the contributing facts. So we're going to be showing some slides, graphics, so the country can be aware. And those who can see and can help others to understand through your connections via phone or otherwise, please help us, because that's part of the
JANKRO, Jankro. What drive is the Ministry of Health doing in the worst hit area? What is the responsibility of the ministry? Wanna pass everything pan with a Jankro? Give it back some of the money. Give it back some of the 300%. If at this time, of course, national unity demand us to, but everything you have to do, Dr. Tufton, you have to care water boat, you have to pass around your message for you. What is the Ministry of Health and the Public Health doing on the ground, Dr. Tufton? You can't just put out message sources up online and on news and whatever and sit down and talk it in front of mic and camera. You actually need active people on the ground to be disseminating those information, whether be through pamphlet or whatever, Dr. Tufton, because those people are cut off from the method of information that you are dunce.
communication to relay the message to those who are not able to see at this point or listen. Okay, CMO.
You love building high-performing websites, but you don't love having to chase.
Yes. Thank you, Minister. Good evening, everyone.
This another wicked, cruel one, the Jacqueline, the what's it, I believe she name or whatever, I think as she.
So in the aftermath of the hurricane, there's a likelihood of several factors that can cause issues affecting health. And these are, we've had loss of power, loss of reliable water supply, compromise of our food supply, sanitation breaks down.
Sea line. Tufton education has nothing to do with medicine. A business administration and marketing Tufton do. That's why I call them the DR title, because when you call them Dr. Tufton, people get confused and think them doctor have nothing to do with medicine. So they are really Dr. Tufton, Christopher Tufton, DR.
Solid waste builds up. There's increased pooling of water, and where persons are dislocated and end up in shelters, then we have overcrowding issues to manage. With all of these situations, there's an increasing likelihood of a rise in infectious diseases, and this includes waterborne diseases, vector-borne diseases.
I mean, this is Sunday. This press conference was done on Jamaica time, Sunday, the 16th of November. Dr. Dawes was at it from the first day.
Foodborne diseases, and of course, if you're in an overcrowded situation, airborne diseases like respiratory tract infections, and even diseases that spread by contact. As such, the Ministry of Health and Wellness increases its surveillance and preparation to prevent and to manage these problems. Early sensitization of the population.
Increase its surveillance. What were the preventatives that you were asked to do, such as evacuation and all of those things? What were the preventative measures on our surveil? That means when you come out blatantly and tell us, We are not going to prevent it. We are waiting for it to escalate. Remember, after the earthquake in Haiti in 2010 that killed almost 250,000 people, there was a cholera outbreak that killed over 10,000 people. These are the route they're taking us down at the moment. Because history tells you, after a natural disaster of such, there are outbreak of disease if you don't take the preventative measure. But they know it's not the first disaster zone.
Population is critical, and we have been doing this through our messages that have been going out, and this is the purpose of this media brief, to really ensure that the word is heard about what is possible, and even for persons who are...
Listen, what said a rather woman? Move in front me. Move in front me. The party in a full swing. Move. Move.
Are in areas not affected, to take the messages to their families that are affected, who may not be able to hear what is going on the radio or TV or using their device.
What is the Ministry of Health job? What are you all doing to take those messages into the community, you stupid idiots?
Early assessment and detection, early detection and early treatment is essential. But what has happened is that our health facilities have been compromised. And we have spent the last 3 weeks trying to get our hospitals and other facilities up as quick as possible. But we know that we have severe challenges in terms of infrastructure. And importantly, our staff have been affected severely as well, in terms of the persons we need to treat and the persons that are doing the treatment have been both affected by the hurricane. So we have been working, assisted by various groups and organizations, both local persons as well as overseas persons. We've been working nonstop to get our facilities up. We have had 5 hospitals that have been severely affected, and these facilities are all offering services, but under challenging situations. So Falmouth Hospital, the Accident and Emergency Department is down, but they are receiving patients, and there was damage, not just...
Me hit didn't talk about accident and emergency in Jamaica when they not about ambulance, you see. Anyway, Jacqueline, be safe, so enough of you. Too much of you, Jacqueline. Jacqueline, too much of you. Let's listen how TVJ covers this.
And Westmoreland, where there is a shortage of basic necessities. Kelisha Williams has the details.
Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton addressing healthcare workers in Montego Bay St. James on Friday. His visit comes amidst concerns about the widespread pileup of garbage, mud, and other debris across the parish on the heels of Hurricane Melissa, as well as heightened fears about mosquito and foodborne.
Dr. Tufton, me no want to look and walk and blame Melissa for no rubbish pile up in Jamaica. We have years of this problem. Melissa just pack up fear on top of what she did say we have put down. So me no want uno come go on like I said, and Melissa create the rubbish problem. The rubbish problem is something where we exist with just like with corrupt politicians. So nobody with it.
Diseases.
Our public health inspectors have to be on the alert. They have to be assertive. And I want to say to those businesses that are out there, to the extent that this message reaches them, this is not an attack on you or your livelihood. This is just a part of a process to ensure that environmentally we protect the residents of our communities.
We run your prop firm challenge for you and you don't pay until it's passed. Then we hand you a portfolio.
Dr. Tufton said the plan is to deploy vector workers, public health inspectors, and other healthcare workers across Western Parish.
Not that we have, the plan is to. Not that we have deployed those people. We plan to deploy them. Will they be even deployed? Is the question.
To tackle the challenges.
So there's an army here behind me in the parish of St. James, similarly in Trelawney, going now to Noel Homes in Hanover. And we're really saying to them, listen, we are with you, but we need you now to be out there on the front line.
The health ministry has been forced to get creative with its operations as most of the health centers in places like St. James have been impacted by the hurricane. And on top of that, with the water system down in many areas, many people have been forced to get the commodity from unauthorized sources.
Where we are now is trying to get the field operations, the primary health care, these same public health officers, vector control workers, the community health aides, the public health nurse. So in this parish, you have 24 health centers. My understanding is about 8 or 9 that are up and running fully. Others have been damaged in some way, shape, or form. So we have engaged mobile pharmacy and mobile clinics to go into some of the communities. We are trying to make makeshift facilities to fill the void while doing the assessment on the health centers that we need to fix up so we can get them up.
Kalisha Williams, TVJ News.
A government in chaos. Now we move to the final question for the night. And I hope you can all help me to answer this question as well. Given what we have looked at, whether our leaders are incompetent or expectation or unrealistic, or whether the People's National Party would be doing a better job if they were elected to government in the last election. Our final question of the night is this a teachable moment for us? Or will it be business as usual going forward? Will this disaster and the handling of it be a teachable moment for us? Or will it be business as usual going forward? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Will we learn anything from this? And if we learn anything from this, will we put them into action to guide us in the future? Will that lesson we have learned, will it aid the national conversation guided by nationalism? No, it won't. Back to business as usual. So you say it won't teach us anything. We'll just go back to business as usual, into the political tribalism, into the political masters worshipping, into the political masters protecting and all of that. Then what it is that we are building for the future is a broader question. What it is that we're building for the future, if it will be business as usual. We have to chart a new direction, my people. What can we learn from this? Will this be a teachable moment? There's an awful lot to learn from this. Too much that we can learn from this. We can learn of how disorganization affects us and holds us back. We can learn that our leaders are detached, they lack empathy, they lack sympathy, they do not have the competencies that they pose to us during their election campaign. They do not have love or care for people as they portray themselves. It is more about them, their status, their symbols, and their power, and literally how much money they can garner out of such a devastating situation. There's an awful lot for us to learn. An awful lot for us to learn is that political rivalry is not benefiting us. Be subservient to our wealthy political masters is not benefiting us. The nonchalant and docile approach to politics and social issues in our country is not benefiting us. The divide and political lines and political colors and ideology is not benefiting us. If we look at all the things that we ought to learn, what's not benefiting us, what they are not doing, can we not then have a national conversation of how we chart a new direction for ourselves? Or is it that we are comfortable or complacent with what we have and is getting? But it's time we have a national conversation. It's time we look broader. We have too much a narrow view at the moment. The narrow views does not include us in it, or narrow views are centered on our political masters or our political ideology rather than development that benefits the majority. I hope you can think on these questions tonight. Ask these questions amongst your families, your friends, your peer group, because we must, as a people, have a broad national conversation. If there wasn't a time, if there was never a time when it requires all of us to get involved in the conversation for national unity driven by nationalism, the time is now. Thank you all for being here tonight. I hope you understand the reason for this particular program tonight and the reason for asking these questions. I want to also thank my freelance producer who produced this program tonight. Thank you, and thanks to everyone for your support. Like and share up the live. Please share it so that people who weren't on the live, this will get out to a broader audience because we need to have this national conversation. It is not an if we should have it. We must have it. Our future, the future of our nation, depends on us having this national conversation around national unity and nationalism. Thank you and good night from Global TV.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Rastaman throw one stone and it break a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rub and cheat, and not first and for. Make God what I seen to. Big him and throw and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a block! Big him and throw and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. So, my favorite man, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out, I sell out Babylon. They give man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead and can sell out Rasta and sell out, I sell out Babylon. Just stop on the Friday. Give a show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing, man, show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one, big him and Joe and Stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black, big him and Joe and Stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rastaman Joe and Stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original